Okay, here we are again. It is another wonderful morning. I'm going to put my sunglasses on because the sun's out this morning. But it has been an interesting 2 days, and it will continue to be an interesting couple of days, I imagine, as we navigate all the wonderful things going on this week. I have a lot of dandelions in my yard, and I don't feel like I had that many dandelions before I mowed, and so I think mowing just made it worse. And it's kind of funny because the lady who lives across from me, she frequently is one of those people who complains, and she'll come over and scrutinize my yard, or she'll scrutinize my mowing. And I'm quite certain when I was building the house that she complained about how tall the grass was getting over on the plot, and I was like, I am gonna tear this all up in a couple of weeks anyway, so like, why are we making such a big deal about this? But whatever. And so she doesn't mow her own yard. She hires people to mow her yard, and she has yet to hire anybody, and I should call the city and be like, ugh, her yard's gross. But no, I ain't gonna be like that. But at any rate, it has just been, like I said, a rough couple of days. Hopefully the rest of this week swings back my way and we can start getting some wins. It's kind of exciting. We have a lot of opportunities happening right now, and so trying to figure out where all that lies and how it works out is going to be pretty interesting. And so trying to figure out how all that works. We're on a big old delay because my boss is out this week, and so I want to make all of these changes, but of course I have to run them through him first. I can't just unilaterally change things. I wish I could. And so it's like I want to do all this stuff, but I'm stuck in thinking mode or whatever. And then they put this new program in place that makes it take even longer to get things approved or seen, and so it's not going to get seen until the week after next, which is just irritating, but we need to do what we need to do. I've got everything, I think, all ready to go. I just need to actually go, and so we'll see how all this shapes up and pans out and all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, I keep telling myself that I just need to do something incredible, and I need to do something that is so unheard of and awesome that the world takes notice. And so I'm trying to figure out what that something is going to be. I keep leaning on Compression Man, and I think that's a safe place to lean, in that it's something that I can start building an audience. And I think I really need to realize, it will take time. I want this to be an overnight sensation kind of thing, but I don't think that happens. Even to the things that are perceived as overnight sensations, I don't think they really are. I think for the most part, there's been a lot of work and progress that has gone into making these things successful that you don't see in the background, and then when it becomes relevant, then it feels like it was this overnight sensation kind of thing. And so for me, it's really interesting. I'm really hoping that, like I said, I can start getting some traction there. Hopefully need to start figuring out how to get people watching it. I need to actually finish the next episode. And that's the second problem, is I can't really start building an audience with it until I have a better backlog of content. And right now, I've just got the one episode, and then hopefully by May I'll have the second, and then once the second episode is doing its thing, then I'll be working on the third, and the hope is to have the entire series, not the entire series, what am I talking about? The hope is to have, 5 episodes by the end of this year. If he does 2 minutes a month, that gets me 24 minutes a year. And if they're 5-minute shorts, then that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that could be potentially 5 episodes I could get this year alone. And that's like in completely hypothetical world, and that's not including the 2 episodes that I already have. So in completely hypothetical world, I could have up to 7 episodes by the end of this year. And I feel like that's a pretty good bank to have ready to go to start getting people going on your series. Like at 5 minutes a piece, 5 times 7, that's 35 minutes worth of content. Like someone could binge watch that in a short span of time and be pretty well caught up. And so, and that's the other thing is like all of these things take so much time. Like I look at these series that I watch where the series ran for 11 years and has 200 episodes, and someone can sit down now and watch the whole thing in like the course of a weekend. And it's wild. It's like this took them 11 years to put together, and we can knock it out over the course of a weekend. Like the consumption of products this day and age, especially like entertainment-based products, is very, very quick. And it's not all bad. It's not like the worst thing on the planet. It's just something worth acknowledging. Because like in mine, like I said, my content is very short. Like they're just little 5 minute little shorts, which I feel like worked pretty well in today's age where like Reels and TikToks are like the biggest things. Like I can probably just poke little snippets of each episode and put them up there and let the world just kind of see it through snippets and hope that eventually that people catch on to the actual episodes. But so yeah, that's my what did I call it, the dreamy goal or something like that. 5 episodes this year plus the 2 that are already done practically, giving me 7 episodes by the end of the year. I think the more realistic goal, because the 2 episodes that I've written so far have both come in at around the 6-minute mark. I was aiming for 5 minutes, and the script has actually pulled them out to 6. And so I think the realistic thing at that point is 6 is at least divisible by 24, I'm pretty sure. 6, 12, 18, 24, yeah. That would mean 4 episodes plus the 2 that are already here. So 6. I would just be 1 episode shy if I did it in 6-minute segments instead of 5-minute segments. And that's also assuming that the dude continues to upload or to make videos every 2 weeks, and that also assumes that he doesn't take a vacation at some point in time and is no longer available to make my minute-long animation. And so that's under a lot of assumptions. But I'm thinking the more realistic one is probably the 4 video approach. Even if I had 5-minute videos, like it's already April going on May, which means we're almost halfway through this year already. And the idea that we're still not technically done with the 2nd episode tells me that I probably would more realistically be looking at like a 3 or 4 episode completion by the end of this year. And then it's like, what do I do with that time or with that product at that point? Like I have all these ideas. Like there's a theater that is a local theater area, and it's like I could host a marathon and show a marathon of Compression Man in the theater, or I could do this or do that. And I probably will do a multitude of those things, but like I said, you've got to have more than just a single 5-minute episode to do that. Like, you can't host a marathon at a theater and have people come in and only watch 5 minutes. Now, what I could do, though, is see about having it put in, like, previews or trailers and stuff. Like, if, and I don't know who is in charge of like trailers, but like the local theater, for example, I could have them, because like they used to play cartoons before the movies would start, and so like I might contact like Ragtag or something and be like, I wonder if they can play an episode of Compression Man before the start of a film, and that would be cool. I'll have to look into that now. That's a really good idea. See, and that's the benefit sometimes of talking to you guys, even though I'm not talking to anyone so directly, I still get cool little ideas, and I really like that idea. Hopefully, one of these local indie theater houses would be willing to do that, and hopefully it gets me where I need to and or want to be. And so we will see what the world holds and how I can affect it. I'm stuck behind a truck, and I hate this because my exit is coming up, and it's like, all right, truck, either pass or play. You can't just do whatever it is you're doing right now. And they're just barely going fast enough to pass things, and now I have to try and decide because I can't see around it. So it's like, is this a good time to go ahead and go into the next lane, or is it not a good time to go ahead and go to the next lane? I don't know. But anyway, I think that's a really good idea because there's these nice little shorts, and I could just be like, hey, can you work it so where you play an episode of Compression Man before each film? I will pay you however much I need to pay you to do that. You pick a random episode. I've got 5 of them here, and I will be periodically adding new ones. And so yeah, it's an exciting experience. I'm excited to see what's going on there and try and do the best that we can with what we've got. And so, sorry, band person. I know you're trying to. Yeah, well, you gotta get over. I had somebody else on my other side. I couldn't get over for you. At any rate, stressful driving, traffic stuff. So yeah, hopefully the experience can be a good one, and then we can just grow. Gotta grow an audience, and that is the hardest part so far. Got to have people pay attention to what is going on and know that what they're doing or what I'm doing is important. And so we'll see what the world has to offer and what I can create with it. And yeah, it is going to be an exciting experience. And I cannot wait to see what that experience holds. And so yeah, that person is still mad. He is very mad. I will not engage in your road rage, sir. Oh my goodness. At any rate, so yeah, it is going to be, well, the week has continued to be an interesting week. It has continued to be a week that is interesting. And hopefully it calms down some, because I am really hoping that I can get back to where I was, which was a good and productive place to be. And I have to kind of believe that that's going to happen as you get used to being in a certain groove or in a certain way, and then things just continue to happen, and it just, yeah, it's life. Things pop up and things happen, and you deal with them, and then you hope that what you're doing is correct, and what you don't do is also correct, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know. But like I said, this has been a fruitful conversation. I'm happy that I was able to have this conversation, because I came up with some really good ideas. And like, the local market is a pretty good place to start. Like, I feel like a lot of people underestimate the power of the local market. And like, I can leverage the power of the local market and make it something really good and awesome for me. And so we'll see And just like creative ideas like that, like, oh, contact your local cinema and see if they will run your show before the movie starts. And so, yeah, how cool would that be? And there's only one way to find out. I gotta get a hold of somebody in that field who can help me there. And so hopefully now I have to start looking into that. Like, that's going to be exciting. But here's the problem. Like, I can't really look into it seriously until I have more episodes. Like, it's probably a year out before I honestly can contact that person and be like, hey, can I try that? Because, like, I mean, yeah, I could probably do it now because I just have one episode, but like, I want to have a couple of episodes so that the regulars aren't like, oh, this is the same episode that's always showing all the time. Boring. I don't, like, call me when you have something else going on. So hopefully I can get this episode up and then work on the next one and then work on the next one and then eventually get to the point where I have all my episodes going. Not all my episodes, but if I can get to like 4 or 5, that'd be pretty good. Could you imagine being like a regular at the theater and you look forward to the little cartoon that they play? You're like, oh, this is a good cartoon. And then as they play the cartoon or whatever, you start to realize all the things. Like, I know that truck driver. As they play the cartoon, you start to realize all of the things that are going on, and you're like, oh, I've seen this one. But then, like, when a new one comes out, you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this one yet. Like, that's exciting. So, and like I said, it's a 5-minute little deal, not super long at all. And it's just like, hey, before your film today, enjoy this cartoon. And hopefully people do enjoy it. Hopefully they don't watch it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is dumb. But I'm sure there'll be people like that too. And that's okay, because there's dumb people and there's not so dumb people. Birds are very courageous. They allow cars to get very close to them before they fly away. And I'm always like, well, I used to at least be worried, be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna run over the bird. And then I'm like, you know what? If the bird didn't want to get run over, it should have flown away. It's on you, Mr. Bird. I think I'm supposed to run a new ad campaign on my turntable thing. And so I'll have to fire that up. But I need to get actually into the office first, because I shouldn't say away for a while. I'm more at my normal time now. So we'll see where this goes. At any rate, it was a fun conversation. Grumpy road rage this morning. That was fun. You all have a good day.